Hello, and a warm welcome to my living room. My name is Sophie and I'm 17 years old. I am a pupil at a creativity arts school, and after my Abitur, I would love to attend Arts University Bournemouth to study costume and performance design. Now, it will be my pleasure to present you my portfolio. This is a research paper I did for fashion or costume design based on different kinds of water. This one is called ocean, this one is called waterfall, this one is called fish and scales, and that one is called waves. And all of them are ink, pen on paper. This is a study of the human face I did in my arts class, and it's all pencil on paper. This is a picture submitted to a contest from the pencil company Faber-Castell, and the topic was colored work, and it shows the different tasks a designer and their staff have to complete before the designs are finished. It's colored pencil and pencil on paper. This picture shows a quick sketch I did of some garments from the 50s, and it's fountain pen on paper. This is an emotion study I did inspired by musical actresses of the musical Les Miserables, and it is colored pencil on paper. This picture shows a sketch of my own hand done as a part of a human study, and it is pencil on paper. Continuing on, I have this sketch of the human face, not as a part of a human study, but more as a part of showing emotion and the state of mind of people when they're sleeping. On this page, you can see the mood board and general information about Claire Zarenassian from The Visit, a play from Friedrich Dürrenmatt. It shows the preliminary considerations for the costume design on this page. Claire Zarenassian is 62 years old and is described as graceful, elegant, yet grotesque. She has red hair, always wears big bangles, and a black dress and a pearl necklace. She has an artificial leg and an ivory hand, which you can also find on this costume design. She is dressed like a royal because she feels superior to the other characters in the book. She wears a pearl necklace, is graceful because of her posture. She's dressed in black and she has pearls sewn on her cape, which means she's really rich. She has a semi-transparent cape, which is just like her character because the reader can never really understand her character. She has red hair and ivory hand, which you can see here. She feels above it all, so still about a cape, about a royalty. She wears big bangles, and her sleeves are like a toga, and that's because she's kind of like the goddess of fortune, or she feels like it. And this is a scale which shows the injustice, which is also a main topic in the book. And she always hides her artificial leg under a long dress. I worked with a pencil on paper to create this new drawing from a drawing session I had with my class. This shows two designs inspired by Elie Saab's, while this one is really mainly inspired by a look that was actually on a runaway, and that one is inspired by the style of this one, and they are both painted with markers, pencil and brush pens on paper. I am also interested in calligraphy, which is shown here. And I did all of these with India ink, and they were mainly to illustrate adjectives. And yeah, that was the task mainly. And I really enjoyed doing that. We had a task in my art class to first take a photograph of ourselves being very emotional, and then later on create a clay bust inspired by Messerschmitt's works to show that emotion. And this is my results. I also like to embroider and to knit and to crochet, and in this one, for example, I actually embroidered a flower crown on a basic black t-shirt, so it would be a little bit more special, not just plain and black. I am also really interested in other handicraft work, for example origami, which you can see here. It's a dragon, and it's considered to be rather difficult to make because it's so small and has so many folds. In 2017, I participated in an Introduction to Fashion Design summer course at Arts University Bournemouth. I enjoyed it very much, and here are my results and my whole sketchbook. So at first we concentrated on being inspired, and those are my sketches for inspiration, in which I got my first ideas for our fabric designs and the shapes I wanted to create. And we went to an exhibition from Balenciaga in London and had to draw some stuff from there, and it was amazing. I had a lot of fun. Then we played around with fabric and dyes, and then I created this page which shows different kinds of fabric dyed in different colors. And we also tried foiling, which was also a lot of fun. Then I created a mood board. For this design I actually wanted to do was inspired by the 50s and mainly on Dior of the 50s, and my design finally was on fluidity of the fashion in the 50s. This is my second mood board, still on the elegance and fluidity of the fashion and also the color scheme. Those were my first sketches for the actual garments I wanted to make, and then decided on like a mixture of them. Those are the actual paintings I used for my fabric design. I used that one and that one to create my fabric. And those are some mannequin studies I did, because I wanted to know how the denim stuff would actually drape on a mannequin. These are some sketches of my final design. So this was how I cut and sewed my top, and those are some with a finished design. Those are also some sketches I did before that. And here are some pictures of the results. This is the actual fabric which I created and then later on printed out and used in my garment, which you can see right here. And yeah, I try to show the fluidity and also the shapes of the 50s in this one. And dyed the denim from the Tusk denim reinvention in a color which matched my fabric. I hand sewn pearls on there as well. And tried to recreate some pictures from the 50s. After that portfolio presentation, you might wonder why I intend to study costume and performance design at your facility. Well, that is because I love to work jointly with, for example, a director or the actors to create a bigger piece. And I don't want to do fashion just for fashion's sake. I don't just want to create a garment because it looks good, but also because of the story or the character behind the piece. I wanted to have a reason why it's there and not just for its looks, you know. And I also did theatre since I was a child, since I was in first class. I acted myself and was always really interested in theatre and acting. And so I just want to do something that combines both fashion and theatre. Thank you for your attention, and I would be very delighted if you would consider me as your student. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me and to contact me.